1991. Then she stopped. A new photograph was hanging near the end. It was different. The photograph was bright and clear. It showed the living room, and sitting on the sofa were Maya and Ariana. They stared at it. Ariana whispered, "That's impossible." Maya stepped closer. The photograph showed exactly what they had been wearing that night. Even the book was visible on the table. But there was something behind them. A tall, dark figure stood near the doorway. Its face was completely blank. Maya turned around. The hallway was empty. She looked back at the photograph. The figure had moved closer. Ariana gasped. "Don't look away." Maya stared at the photograph. The figure was now standing directly behind them. Ariana slowly raised her flashlight. Nothing. She looked at the photograph again. The figure was closer. Its head was tilted. Then a new line appeared beneath the photograph. They always noticed too late. The lights suddenly came back on. The hallway was normal again. The photographs were gone. Only the wall remained. Maya grabbed Ariana's hand. "We're leaving." They rushed downstairs. They ran to the front door. Maya unlocked it. She pulled it open. Outside was the street. They could see the rain. They could see the trees. They could see the road. But when Maya stepped outside, she was suddenly back inside the living room. She stumbled backward. "What?" Ariana tried. She stepped through the doorway, and she too appeared inside the living room. The front door slammed shut. They stared at each other. Maya whispered, "The house won't let us leave." The clock read 12:17 a.m. Ariana looked at the black book. It was sitting on the coffee table. She opened it. New words appeared slowly. "There are 3 rules." Maya swallowed. "What rules?" The next sentence appeared. "Do not answer when it calls your name." Another line. "Do not look into the mirror after midnight." A third line appeared. "And never open the red door." Maya looked around. Red door. They both knew the house. There was no red door. Then they heard a sound from upstairs. Creak. A door opening. Ariana raised the flashlight. At the top of the stairs stood a red door. It had never been there before. Maya whispered, "That's the red door." The door slowly opened. Behind it was complete darkness. Then a voice came from inside. It sounded exactly like Maya. "Ariana." Ariana froze. Maya grabbed her arm. "Don't answer." The voice came again. "Ariana." This time it sounded frightened. "Please." Ariana's eyes filled with tears. "That's my voice." The voice screamed. "Help me." Ariana almost moved toward the stairs. Maya stopped her. "It's pretending." The voice changed. Now it sounded like Ariana. "Maya." Maya looked up. The darkness behind the red door seemed to breathe. Then a third voice whispered, "Both of you." The door slammed shut. Bang. The red door disappeared. Only the normal wall remained. Maya stepped backward. "We need to understand what's happening." Ariana opened the black book again. More words appeared. The house was built around a door. Then, the door was never meant to open. Then, someone opened it. The final line appeared. "Now it opens for you." Ariana closed the book. "We need to find that door." Maya stared at her. "Why?" "Because maybe that's the only way out." They searched the house. Behind cupboards. Under the stairs. Inside closets. Nothing. Then Maya remembered something. The basement. They had never explored the basement properly. The door was underneath the stairs. It was covered with dust. Maya opened it. A cold wind came from below. Ariana pointed the flashlight downstairs. The basement was enormous. Much larger than the house above could possibly allow. The walls were covered with old wooden boards. There were shelves filled with boxes. At the far end was a narrow corridor. Maya whispered, "This wasn't here before." They walked inside. The air became colder. The flashlight flickered. Then they heard something behind them. Footsteps. Maya turned. Nothing. Another step. Closer. Ariana whispered, "Don't turn around again." They continued. At the end of the corridor was a door. It was painted red. Maya stopped. The red door. The door had a small metal handle. Ariana reached for it. The black book suddenly fell from her bag. It opened on the floor. The page contained only 4 words. "Do not open it." Ariana stared at the door. Then at the book. "We can't stay here forever." Maya shook her head. Maybe that's exactly what it wants. Silence. Then a voice behind them whispered, "Open it." They turned. At the end of the corridor stood the faceless figure from the photograph. It was tall, very thin. Its arms hung unnaturally at its sides. Where its face should have been, there was only darkness. Maya's flashlight flickered. The figure took 1 step forward. Maya grabbed Ariana. "Run." They ran. The figure followed. No footsteps. It simply appeared closer every time the flashlight flickered. They reached the stairs. Maya slammed the basement door shut. Something hit the other side. Bang. The door shook. Again. Bang. Ariana locked it. They ran into the living room. The house became completely silent. Then the wall clock started ticking again. Tick, tick, tick. The time changed. 12 a.m. Ariana looked at Maya. But it was already after midnight. Maya whispered, "Maybe we're stuck in the same night." The black book opened by itself. A final message appeared. "The house does not need to keep you forever." Ariana, read the next line. It only needs you until someone else comes. Both women looked toward the windows. Outside, through the rain, two figures were walking toward the house. Maya's voice trembled. Who are they? Ariana didn't answer. The front door unlocked itself. Click. The two women stepped backward. The door opened. Nobody stood outside. The street was empty. But somewhere far away, a car engine could be heard approaching. Ariana looked at the book. The final page was changing. A new sentence appeared. The house has remembered you. Then another. It will never forget. The lights went out. Maya screamed. Ariana grabbed her hand. In the darkness, they heard footsteps walking slowly across the living room. 1, 2, 3. Then the voice of the faceless figure whispered, "Welcome home." The lights came back on. The living room was empty. Maya and Ariana were gone. The black book lay open on the table. The front door was closed. The rain continued outside. The next morning, the library opened at 9. The librarian arrived early. He walked to the front desk. Then he noticed something on the counter. A black leather book. He immediately stopped. He knew that book. He had locked it away years ago. He slowly opened it. The first pages were blank. Then he reached the final page. There was a new photograph. It showed Maya and Ariana sitting inside their living room. They were perfectly still. Behind them stood the faceless figure. And in the background, the red door was open. The librarian stared at the photograph. Then he noticed something else. There were two empty chairs beside Maya and Ariana. As he watched, a sentence appeared beneath the photograph. The house is hungry again. The librarian quickly closed the book. But from inside it came a faint sound. Two women whispering. Maya, Ariana. Then a third voice answered them. Who will come next? The library lights flickered. Once, twice. Then every book on every shelf fell open at exactly the same page. And on every page, the same words appeared. Don't go home alone.